everyone, I'm Amanda Massi, and this is my YouTube channel, Massi Styles. Today, I'm gonna walk you through how to shop online, what to look for so that shopping online is easy and you have less returns that you have to make. A lot of my private clients come to me and ask me where I like to shop, and a majority of my pulls do come from online. Ever since COVID, the inventory that are at stores is just way too safe. I'm, again, all about color, print, pattern, and texture. And buyers are playing it safe so they can hit their numbers. So retail, in my opinion, has dropped a little bit in terms of how unique their pieces are. So I revert to online retail. The problem that I keep hearing from my clients is that they have a really high return rate. So I wanted to share with you what I personally look through in order to make smart choices when shopping online so that you don't have to go through the trouble of returning a bunch of stuff and you're keeping more than you're sending back. For my women's wear, the go-to store for me is Revolve. They have a lot of really interesting brands that span lots of different aesthetics and price points. So first, I'm gonna go to clothing and click on all clothing. The trick here, whether you're shopping for women's wear or menswear, is to filter. Be specific in what you're looking for. If you're just kind of browsing to browse, it can get a little irritating and you just be like frustrated at the end of the day. So for this instance, let's say we're looking for, I don't know, let's do a pair of pants. And we're gonna go to size. So let's do a medium, size 6 to 8. We also wanna choose the numerical number. So a size 6 to 8 is about a 29 and a 30. So we'll click both sizes, hit done. For color, because we're talking about color, print, pattern, and texture on this YouTube channel, we'll do ombre, animal print, abstract, plaid, and geometric, which will give us a really nice variety of options. And then we want to choose our price point. I would say 200 to 300, 100 to 200. Maybe we'll do 80 to 100. Anything below that, we're gonna get into some fast fashion and more synthetic fabric. So I tend to step away from that price point because I rather get something that's higher quality that lasts longer. And they normally do featured items. What I like to do is I like to filter high to low, and then you just start scrolling. So we'll scroll until we see something catches our eye, and so let's land on these pants by Camilla. They're really cool houndstooth warped pant, which I really love. It's a nice way to step away from a traditional pant. Now we're gonna look at the description. It shows that it's 98% polyester and 2% elastane. I don't really love that. Again, it's synthetic. We want to step away from synthetic fabric. So I would say no. So let's go back. Let's choose these Meow pants. And let's look at the description. Okay, this is a little bit better. 75% nylon, 25% spandex. Yes, nylon and spandex are synthetic fabric. They're made in China, but there's a little bit more of a balance between the synthetics that are being used. So it's more likely that it's going to translate from the model to you. The next thing you want to look at is the size and fit. You want to look at the model's measurements. This model is 5'9". She wears a size small, and they show her body measurements, which is really, really helpful, which is another reason why I like Revolve, is that you can really scale your body to what the model is wearing and get a realistic measure on if it's gonna fit you and like what size is gonna be most appropriate for you. I always find that depending on what your sizes are, to size at least 1 to 2 sizes up from the fit model based upon their measurements. And if you want to learn a little bit about the brand, they do have a description. Some of the times people leave reviews. Oh, great. People have left reviews about this item. Read the reviews, see, a lot of them are saying runs large or true to size or true to size. That seems to be really helpful. I personally know the brand Meow, and they do run true to size. They don't run too slim. So to recap, you want to look at fiber content. The more natural, the better. But if you are going to opt for a synthetic fabric, try to find 2 synthetic fabrics with an equal percentage for both. The next thing you want to do is look at the model's size and scale your body based upon what the model is wearing so that you pick the appropriate size. Now for guys, I like the online store Mr. Porter. We're gonna do the same thing that we did for Revolve. We're gonna go to clothing, and go to all clothing. And then we're gonna filter the category. Let's do a top, a casual shirt, and then a checkered shirt, a long sleeve shirt. Definitely wanna do a printed shirt. And I think 3 is enough to get a good variety. Then you wanna go to your clothing size. I feel like most guys wear a size large, so I'm choosing a large. They do recommended. I like doing high to low. And let's see what they got. Whoa, $12,000. Let's switch it up and do low to high instead. Nothing wrong with spending 12 grand on a top, but it's a little aggressive for today. So you wanna keep filtering until you find what you're looking for. Oh, this is a great one. Has a really awesome, interesting, almost like Mojave print, which is really nice. I even like how they styled it with these burgundy pants. Size and fit, that's what you wanna look at. The model is wearing a medium. Now let's look close up at the model. Here's what you wanna look for, guys. Where is the sleeve hitting at the wrist? And where is the bottom of the shirt hitting at the waist? This model is roughly about 6 foot. So for me, you should size up for this brand because the sleeve is hitting higher on the wrist. You want your sleeve to hit here because when you put your arm straight, the sleeve is gonna move up to about here and we don't want it to move all the way up to here. And now let's look at details and care. Oh my gosh, amazing. It's 100% cotton. So it's going to translate as it's depicted on the website. Something to note for cotton is I would recommend dry cleaning it because heat in a washing machine is really gonna shorten the top. So we wanna keep the length of the top. So I would opt for dry cleaning even though it is cotton. So my tips for shopping online is first, look at the fiber content, opt for more organic fabrics or a balance between 2 different synthetic fabrics. Look at the model sizes and compare them to what your measurements are. And last, filter. Filtering keeps shopping online short and sweet and much more enjoyable. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope that the tips that I showed you about shopping online makes your online shopping experience easier with less returns, and I'll see you next time.